Going into my first practice of my sophomore season, I came out here for respect. We cannot get out of complacent. I mean, we got to come out here and work for another SEC championship. Just look at the hard running that Derek Baduki Jr. has. I mean, every time I come to practice, I practice like a champion because I will be a champion at the end of this. I'm not gonna lie, the defense started rallying that ball and they got me with a pretty good hit. I boom one, and as you can see, I run a boom another one, and I will go all the way for a 6. I had a pretty good ball out practice before Saturday's game, and coach said you're in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our first game in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game against West Virginia, I mean, it was a little shaky. I mean, West Virginia was rallying that ball early. Going into the next play on 3rd and 18, I did not run around that coach gave me, but I still had a catch. Going into the next play on 2nd and 3, as you can see, we marched down the field, but I catch that ball in the backfield again. I run him over, and I will go all the way for 6. I told the crowd that Derek Baduki Jr. is back. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I am hitting those holes on this stretch play that I had, and I will hit that left sideline, and I will go all the way for a pretty big 40-yard rush. Going into the next play on 2nd and 13, I'm staying relentless. I'm out there breaking tackles, and I will fight for that first down. First and goal, you know, to get that ball to Derek Baduki Jr., he goes in with another touchdown. As you can see, on 3rd and 5, we march back down that field. I juke, get up that field with bad intention, break one tackle, and go in the end zone. On 2nd and 1, he boom, didn't see that coming. On into the next play on 1st and goal, as you can see, I run him over for 6. As you can see, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off with 26 carries, 173 yards, and 3 total TDs. Going into our next game against 0-1 FAU, as you can see, I'm going to come out here and shock the world, but on this halfback drive, as you can see, I ran him over, but as you can see, they rallied to that ball. Going into the next play on 3rd and 9, I created separation, but he didn't throw the ball my way. He threw it to the other receiver, and it was an interception, but I went and tried to make the tackle, and he threw me off of him, but my teammates came and tackled him. I'm trying to get something started. As you can see, on 1st and 10, I break a tackle in the backfield, but they are coming to that ball, but as you can see, I get up the field. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, as you can see, I hit that hole, and I made sure to run through him, but he brought me down with him. Next time, I will run through you. But going into the next play on 2nd and 5, as you can see, I hit that outside, and I got one man to beat, but he brings me down. But I will get in that box on 2nd and goal. They get that ball to me, and you know I'ma take it in for 6. You know what makes me special? Catching that ball out of the backfield, and that's something I couldn't do. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, as you can see, I am hitting that hole and getting them yards. Going into the next play on 2nd and 9, I'm searching for that touchdown again, but I just cannot find it. As you can see, we go on to end them boys the old-fashioned way and nail the ball. I end the game off with 26 carries, 113 yards, and 1 rushing TD. Going into our next game against 1-1 Oregon will be a good game, but going into the first play of scrimmage, as you can see, I get the ball on 1st and 10, and I run him over, and I get that first down, and they are not bringing me down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I have an inside zone. I take it for a couple. Going to the next play, 1st and goal, as you can see, I thought I was going to score, but they brought me down. Coach takes me out, and we capitalize. We're going to the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I laid a boom on him. I reach for that first down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I catch that ball at backfield. I'm doing what I do best. I juke, run somebody over, and get some yards. I got up like I'm the man, because I am the man, and that's another first down. I told you I'm doing what I do best. On 2nd and 15, I catch that ball again, and I boom him, and I will go all the way for a 6. I'm starting to feel myself going into the next play on 1st and 10. As you can see, I had a stretch, but I bounced it inside, outside, and I will go. Oh my God, for a 22-yard rush. Just when we thought things were good, on 2nd and 1, Bryce Young throws an interception of this game, and I go and lay the boom on him. On to the next play on 1st and 10, we have a jet read option. As you see, I hit that outside, and I see nothing but that end zone, and I will go all the way. I have one man to beat, and he has a great angle on me, but I still will go for a 6. On to the next play on 2nd and 7, I have a counter play, and I hit that outside, made a miss, and oh my God, I will go all the way, but I get brought down. As you can see, we go on to win another game, and I have a ball-out game with player of the game with 25 carries, 304 yards, and 1 total TD. On to our next game against 2-2 Ole Miss. As you can see, I had a stretch early on, and I hit that hole, and I mean, I was out running everybody, and I will go all the way for 6 early on, and they could not stop Derek Baduki Jr. And on 1st and 10, as you can see, I bounced that ball up inside, and I will go for a first down and almost more. The next play on 2nd and 7, I hit that outside again, and I mean, I'm going for first down every time I touch the ball. I'm giving this defense a long night all night. On 2nd and 6, as you can see, I juke, get up that field with bad intentions for a first down. I have broke the rushing yard record with 3,845 yards. Doing what I do best on 3rd and 2, I made him look crazy, and I ran through this kid, and I will go, but I get boomed. Put the icing on the cake early on. On 1st and 10, I have a jet read option, but I hit that hole again, and that right sideline was my best friend all night, and I hit that sideline, and I will go for 6. I mean, I was fired up with my teammates, but as you can see, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off with 23 carries, 323 yards. To our next game against number 25, 3-1 Texas A&M. Didn't start off so well. I mean, they shut me down as soon as I got the ball. We started to draw down that field, and on 1st and 10, I had a stretch play, but I juked back inside, outside, and as you can see, I get up that sideline, but they bring me down. On to the next play on 2nd and 7. As you can see, I run him over, and I have one man to beat, and I will go all the way for it. I juke back inside, but he brings me down. I almost got back up and kept running. Into that 4th quarter on 2nd and 9, I bounce it outside, and as you can see, I'm getting first downs every time, and I'm running that ball hard. Going into the next play on 2nd and 3. As you can see, I hit that outside every time. I juke back inside, and I made him miss, and as you can see, I will go, and he will not bring me down. I am too strong. We're going in them the old-fashioned way and nail the ball, and we win the game. And as you can see, I ended the game off of 21 carries, 195 yards, and 0 TDs. On to our next game against 2-3 Kentucky. As you can see, I had a stretch play, and I hit that hole early on, and Derek Baduki Jr. was moving, and he had one man to beat to get to that end zone, and as you can see, he tackles him. Getting down to that goal line on 3rd and 1, as you can see, I run it right up the middle and put my head down to go score. Into the next play on 4th and 2, look at the redirection of Derek Baduki Jr. He runs both of them over, and he will go all the way for 6. On 1st and goal, he is going to hurtle to that end zone again. On to the next play on 2nd and 10, I do what I do best, catch that ball out of that backfield, and I try to get up that field, but they cut me off, but I still get a couple yards. On to the next play on 3rd and 2, as you can see, I bounce it back outside, and I break one tackle, but they rally to that ball with bad intentions. I get up and say, let's go. But going into the next play on 1st and goal, I hit that hole, and I go in for 6. I was fired up with my teammates, and we go on to win the game, but I get player of the game with 26 carries, 167 yards, and 4 total TDs. On to our next game against 1-5 Arkansas. We have to blow them out, but as you can see, we start off with a sweep play, and they are rallying that ball. They get a tackle for loss. On to the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I get a screen play, but I catch that ball out of that backfield, and I will break that tackle, and I will get up that sideline with bad intentions, but he pushed me out of bounds. Going into the next play on 2nd and 6, as you see, I had a counter play, and I will just outrun this defender, and I will go in for 6. Going into the next play on 3rd and 9, as you can see, I catch that ball out of that backfield, boom, run him over, and I will get brought down. Derek Baduki Jr. is causing headaches all night. On 1st and goal, I'm pass blocking, and I absolutely boomed him. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, I have a halfback draw, I break one tackle, and I juke, and I juke for some more yards for a 10-yard rush. Going into the next play on 2nd and 12, I'm doing what I do best, catching that ball out of the backfield for a 1st down. Going into the next play on 3rd and 6, I catch it out of the backfield again, and I boomed him, but he brought me down with him, and I came down to that ground. I'm just tearing Arkansas defense up, catching that ball out of that backfield. On 3rd and 9, I catch another big pass for a pretty big gain. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I said, get off of me, and I stiff-armed him and got up that field. I juke back inside and almost broke loose, but I got brought down. As you can see, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off a player of the game with 31 carries, 133 yards, and 1 total TD. Going into our next game against 4-4 Tennessee, this is a night game, and I'm here to show the world who I am, and I stiff-arm him and run through them for some yards. To the next play on 2nd and 10, we have a jet option. I break one tackle, and as you can see, I pick myself up, and I see nothing but that end zone, and I will go all the way for 6, and that was amazing. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I had a counter, and he just drilled me for a tackle for loss. Going into the next play on 3rd and 8, as you can see, I break one tackle, and they are rallying to that ball. On 2nd and 1, Derek Baduki Jr. is still running that ball with some hard running. He is running through the defender. Driving down that field on 2nd and 4, I hit that whole break 2 tackles, and oh my God, I told him I was coming with that stiff arm, so get out of my way. To the next play on 3rd and 10, doing what I do best, catching that ball out of that backfield. Derek Baduki Jr. will go all the way for 6 to take his team up 21-10. On to the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I bounce it out outside, and the speed that I have is just amazing. I have one man to beat, and he finally brings me down. I'm gonna keep running that ball hard, but on 1st and 10, as you can see, I hit those holes, and I will go in for 6. Want to put the icing on the cake on 2nd and 8, I will outrun everybody, and I will hit that left sideline, and I see nothing but that end zone, and Derek Baduki Jr. will go all the way for 6. As you can see, we go on to win the game, and I end the game off a player of the game with 23 carries, 251 yards, and 3 total TDs. On to our next game against 4-4 LSU. As you can see, I have an inside zone early on. I break one tackle and take it for an 8-yard rush. On to the next play on 2nd and 3. I boom him, but they bring me down. Doing what Derek Baduki Jr. does best. On 3rd and 10, he catches that ball out of the backfield and gets a 1st down for his team. Going into the next play on 2nd and 8, as you can see, I have a halfback draw, and I break one tackle, and I will get up that field for a 1st down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I said we need to separate ourselves, so I hit those holes, and I will go all the way with a burst of speed. Derek Baduki Jr., he dives, and he hits him in the leg, but he goes in for 6. To the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I lay that boom, and I will get up the field for a 1st down, and that was an 11-yard rush. Oh my God. Yeah, let's go. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I will redirect myself and run all the way across the field, and I am gone. I am just outrunning everybody. Derek Baduki Jr. is the king of college football. Going into the next play, as you can see, is now in overtime, and it is 2nd and 12, and I get up that field with bad intention for a 15-yard rush, and we go on to win the game. I end the game off of 30 carries, 255 225 yards, and 2 total TDs. Into our next game against 7-1, number 8 Mississippi State. I mean, I was trying to make something shake early on. I was outrunning defenders and trying to get to that first down. As you can see, I was pounding that ball. But going into the next play on 2nd and 7, I was getting to that first down with bad intentions. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I bounced back and almost broke loose for that end zone, but I fell down. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, I was getting that first down every single time I touched the ball. Going into the next play on 3rd and 5, as you can see how special I am catching that ball out of the backfield. I laid a boom on that defender. I made sure he felt me, but on 1st and goal, as you can see, I hit that hole and go win for 6. And I'm not here to play, but on 1st and 10, as you can see, I had a sweep, and I hit that hole and I hit that outside, and I look like I am gone, but I get shoestring tackled. I was seconds away from greatness, but on 2nd and 10, I hit that hole. It was so wide open for another touchdown. Driving back down that field on 2nd and goal, I get a read option. He pitches it to me, and I go in with another touchdown. Going into the next play on 3rd and 2, as you can see, he pitches it to me, and I absolutely run through him and step out of bounds. As you can see, we're going to win the game. I get player of the game with 37 carries, 215 yards, and 3 total TDs. Into our next game against 2-7 Hawaii, some bums. I absolutely on 1st down was trying to go get that first down, but I got a couple yards. I'm gonna give hard running all night, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I juke, make 2 miss and try to get to that first down marker. I got tackled, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I break 1 tackle and almost get in that end zone, but I was at the 1. The coach said run that back, and on 1st and goal, you know who he gave that ball to, Derek Baduki Jr. with a touchdown. Going into the next play, just look at the redirection that Derek Baduki Jr. has. He jukes and go in that end zone for another touchdown. Going into the next play on 2nd and 8, we have a counter play, and I run into the back of my teammates, but I finally find a way. I juke, and I will hit that sideline and go all the way. Derek Baduki Jr. is going all the way for 6, and he is running this team. We were fired up, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, this is what makes me so special. I catch that ball to the backfield, but I try to hurdle, and he just picked me up and dropped me. But you know me, I'm gonna stay relentless all game. On 1st and 10, I juke, get up that field with bad intentions, and I will go all the way, but he shoestring tackles me, and I wanted that one a lot. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I hit that middle, and I break a tackle, and I break another tackle, but the whole crowd brings me down. As you can see, we going to win the game, and as you can see, I get player of the game with 32 carries, 287 yards, and 4 total TDs. Going into our next game against 4-7 Auburn, I started off with a sweep. I was coming out here for respect early, and I will go on to get that first down. Going into the next play on 2nd and 2, we have a power O run play, and I will always find that outside for greatness, and I try to run him over, but they bring me down. Going into the next play on 2nd and 10, as you can see, I run a route, which makes me spin. I juke, make a miss, and I try to get up that field with bad intentions. That was a pretty good game. But going into the next play on 2nd and 9, we have another power O, and Derek Baduki Jr. will fight for that first down every time he put the ball in his hand, and he is the man. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, this right here puts the icing on the cake. He jukes, gets up that field with bad intentions, and he sees nothing but that end zone, and he will go all the way down for 6. Auburn couldn't hang on, but as you can see, I get player of the game with 28 carries, 205 yards, and 2 total TDs. As you can see, we're back against number 6 Georgia in the SEC Conference Championship, and we did not start off intense. They got me for a tackle for loss early. Going into the next play on 3rd and 11, Bryce Young is not throwing the ball my way, but he throws it to our other teammate and throws an interception, and we are not starting off good. I laid the boom on him, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, I juke, trying to get something started for my team and get to that first down with bad intentions. But going into the next play on 2nd and 3, as you can see, I get that ball, and then I juke, try to get up that field. I break 1 tackle, and they are all rallying to that ball. When we get down to that goal line, you know who coach is going to get that ball to, Derek Baduki Jr. with a touchdown. But going into the next play on 2nd and 11, as you can see, I get tackled. I'm just trying to get something started, but on 3rd and 5, I catch a pretty good catch to get the first down for my team. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, we have a jet option, and I hit that hole, and I break a tackle, and he just shoestrings me. I want it all. So on 2nd and 8, I run that same play, and I bounce it outside, and I see nothing but that end zone, but he sets me down at the 2-yard line. At this point, we have no chance. It's 2nd and 4, and I have nothing to do. I try to make some shake for my team, but we go on and lose the championship. Going undefeated and this being your first loss is a tragic loss, and DeJon Ayers went on to have a great game. As you can see, I end off with 1 rushing TD. As you can see, I win Heisman back-to-back, and then I also win the Walter Camp Award, and then I also won the Doak Walker Award. Going into the Rose Bowl against number 3 USC, it started off intense. I was trying to go get that first down early on. Going into the next one on 1st and 10, I had a counter play, but I got up that field with bad intentions and went to gotten that first down. As you can see, I'm staying relentless throughout the game, and on 3rd and 2, I'm pushing that pow to get to that touchdown. Going into the next play on 2nd and 6, I juke, I make a miss, and then I break this tackle, and I dive in that end zone for the touchdown, and I was fired up. This is what makes me so special. On 2nd and 14, I catch that ball out of the backfield. boom, and make him get out of my way, and I juke up that field for some pretty good games. The next touchdown, I broken the school record. But going into the next play on 2nd and 8, they were rallying that ball early, and I don't know what my O-line was doing. On 1st and 10, they were just getting to that ball and tackling me for tackle for loss. Going into the next play on 2nd and 6, I had a juke, and he boomed me. Oh my God. Going into the next play on 3rd and 5, I stay relentless throughout the whole game, and as you can see, I go in with another touchdown, and we are bowl champs. We have finally did it. Baduki Jr. had an awesome game with 24 carries, 93 yards, and 3 total TDs. I mean, he is having the time of his life at Alabama Crimson Tide. I just wanted that SEC Conference Championship, but as you can see, Coach holds that trophy up. This is the end of Derek Baduki Jr. sophomore season. Drop in the comments down below. Do you think he's going to stay with Alabama Crimson Tide, or he is going to hit the transfer portal?